Retrieving Sanity presents Mental Health Mythbusters Psychedelic Edition. So, Jeremy, I'm going to hit you with some spicy statements. And why don't you tell me if they're truth or myth, and why? Possibly. 1. Anyone can be their own guide with enough intention.
Myth.
Okay.
I would say after a certain period of time when you become familiar with the medicines, then perhaps you're on a better footing. However, it's always a good idea to have somebody there with you in case you start to become distressed.
Awesome. Perfect. Love it. 2. You shouldn't use psychedelics if you've experienced trauma.
False. You should use psychedelics if it's right. There's a lot of different, it's not a black or white. Psychedelics can do an amazing thing with your brain in classifying the trauma and helping you put meaning on it, get over it, self-forgiveness, and it can do amazing things for people who are having a very difficult time dealing with old or new trauma.
I love that one too. Number 3, all plant medicine is safe because it is natural.
I'm gonna have to go with myth on that one because dosage is important, knowledge of the medicine is important, understanding toxicity levels and what medicine you're on right now. If you're on an SSRI, it may be counterindicated to do some various forms of plant-based medicine. So I would say talk to experts.
Perfect. Number 4, integration is where the real healing happens.
Oh, absolute truth with this one. The medicine does a million wonderful things, but afterwards is when you really hit the rubber on the road and you integrate that high frequency into your life so that it was something that you can get the greatest amount of benefit from.
Sweet. And number 5, if you've had a bad trip, it means the medicine did not work.
False. The challenging journey is something that you can learn from. Why did the bear chase you? Why were you afraid of time? Why are you afraid of death? Why are you afraid of disorder? Why is it that you saw something that disturbed you when you thought about your work while you were in the medicine? You need to process that and understand what's going on deep down in you. The bad trip is as valuable as the euphoria and the beauty.
Right on. Number 6, psychedelic therapy is just a trendy spiritual bypass.
False. Full statement.
Good.
Would just say that I think it's very important that whoever you're doing it with, whether it's a licensed clinician or a shaman, really understand where that person was trained. You have to vibe with the person. You have to trust. It's a great deal of trust with the person that you're working with. If you're going to be doing the medicine with this person, you have to understand what role does touch play in it. It should be talked about beforehand. Are you comfortable being touched? One of my things is that I will hold my hand out and you can touch my hand so that there's a really strong delineation of what is appropriate touch during this, because touch can be very, very important, but also something that can, be complicated. And so you have to have somebody who's super well trained and I've been trained by the California Institute of Integral Study with one of the preeminent programs that teaches therapists and nurses and doctors about this medicine. And I'm also going through the shamanic initiation process with Pachamama's Sacred Paths under Andres Villa.
That is really awesome. So why don't we move on to number 7. The insights you get while tripping are always true.
That's complicated. I'm going to go ahead and say no, because there's often a great deal of archetypes that you're dealing with. Some things can be confusing. Some things can, I've misinterpreted things when I told you that I could I have this telepathy when I'm in LSD.
Yep.
I misinterpreted somebody who I knew very well, who I thought who was a terrifying beast in this space. Okay. And my interpretation was, wow, this person is a terrifying beast because this person is there to defend me if I ever get in trouble. That person betrayed me in real life very badly. And I realized, wow, I saw the terrifying beast and I dismissed it. I thought that was there to defend me. That person was there to tear me apart, which is what happened. This is what this person did. And so you can misinterpret very easily things that you see, but then later on when you experience your life, you go, oh, that meant that instead of that. And so you have to be careful to be too sure of yourself.
I love that answer, and thank you for giving personal experience on that as well. And so that brings us to number 8. Psychedelics are not for everyone.
Oh, that's true. That's true. This is something that you really need to be called to. There's certain diagnoses that you shouldn't be doing this. It might be too distressing. There's certain physical conditions that may not be indicated for doing this kind of medicine. And there are legitimate, strongly held spiritual beliefs that may preclude people from wanting to do this or believing that this is a good thing. And we're all different people on different journeys, and that's okay. And so it works for you if if you're called to Mother Aya, if you're called to the mushroom, that's great. Just make sure that when you're doing it, you understand the dosing, you're with somebody who understands how to care for you, and you're in a space where you're not going to end up running around in a chicken outfit and getting tased by the cops. Real thing.
Was that you?
Oh, no. There's a viral video right now of a poor guy, middle-aged guy running around in a chicken outfit. And of course the cop walks up. Guy's not compliant right away. So he just tases him and tases him and tases him. It's terrible. It's terrible to watch.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what are you doing outside of a house, bro? Go inside.
Well,
worst trip ever.
Yeah, right. I can't imagine one much worse. All right, so that brings us to number 9. You should never talk about your psychedelic experiences with people who haven't done them.
That's a myth. In that, you will know who's receptive to this. There's a lot of people who are really curious. There's some people who find it disturbing and still have like a notion that this medicine is deteriorating your brain. And it may be, you just have to know your audience. It might be disturbing and unhelpful to some people, but other people may find it really informative. And you'll know. I know that when I'm somewhere and I mention that I'm a psychedelic specialist, that people immediately, they want to ask me questions about it. They want to know about it. And so there's a lot of interest out there, but not everybody's the same.
I love that. Thank you very much for that. That brings us to number 10. Psychedelic experiences can bring repressed memories or emotions to the surface.
Well, this is true. I'm going to go with the repressed emotions. Remember when I was talking about grieving everything that had happened to me? That was a deeply meaningful moment for me. Grieving not only terrible things that I've had to endure, because we all have our darkness that we carry with us.
Yeah.
And to actually, instead of just repressing those feelings, to actually grieve them, it was really a beautiful thing. And I had somebody who was there who was going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was okay. I could feel that I needed to cry that out. I needed to grieve the loss, the fear, the self-doubt, and all of these things. And the ability to do that sort of thing in an enriching environment where you can feel safe. It is a beautiful gift from the earth to grow plants that can help us heal in the way that these plants help us heal.
Awesome. I love that one very much. Okay, so that was number 10. I've got 5 left. Let's try to do these last 5 with just myth or truth.
Okay.
All right, so super lightning round. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Psychedelics cure trauma in one trip.
False.
Number 12. Once you've done psychedelics, traditional therapy becomes unnecessary.
False.
Number 13. Integration is just about journaling your trip afterward.
False.
Alrighty. And number 14. Not all psychedelics are suited for trauma work.
True.
All right, and then number 15. The set and setting play a huge role in the outcome of a psychedelic experience.
Yes, absolutely true.
Awesome. So, now that we're going through, let me tally up the points here. Yep. 15 out of 15. Jeremy, I think that you get to get the Retrieving Sanity honorary title of the psychedelic expert of recovery.
Thank you.
Yes. We're actually going to come up with a better title because that was just the first thing that popped off my head because it was like, all right, that's a title. It works. So whenever you're back on the show, we're going to have a nice little banner for you, and it's just going to actually say the title. I don't know what the actual title will be.
My ego feels so good right now. I won something. It feels good. Thank you.
Yes. And Jeremy, for the last bit of the show, do you have any shout outs real quick?
Yes, I do. I'm the host of the Mindful Mutiny Podcast. Please listen on YouTube and Rumble and all of those. Also, mindfulmutiny.com is where to go to find out all the different things that I'm into. I've written a book called There Is More. I've I do coaching that is about helping, I don't just work with psychedelics. I work with couples. I do therapy. I work with people on setting up a strategic plan for their lives and holding people accountable for where they're going. I can do that anywhere with anybody all around the world. And so the work that I do, because I'm ADHD, I have my hand in a lot of different things, and I have a lot of experience in kind of the spirit world. I also work myself from being a lobby security guard to a CEO in my corporate career. And so I want to work with people who are working to become a better version of themselves. I'd like to talk to you.
Awesome. I thank you for all of it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to having you on again.